Hello, everybody, and welcome to Everyday Eating for
Resilience.
Stress Resilience. I'm Megan Teltmaner, the founder here at the Academy of Culinary Nutrition.
And I'm Josh Gatalis, clinical nutritionist and functional medicine practitioner.
And he also is one of the instructors here at the Academy. Together, we teach the Culinary Nutrition Expert Program, which is our 14-week certification program. And for those of you joining live, we're going to give you a few moments to join. And I want to first ask you a couple of questions. Let's launch our first poll, which is, what is your level of interest in the Culinary Nutrition Expert Program? Some of you might say, I'm for sure joining for 2023, which would be awesome to have you. Some are saying, I've been considering it for a while, maybe this year. Some are interested. Some say, what is this? Send me more info. And it's not for me, which is also great to know. We run these complimentary classes every few months as a way to inspire you to bring this culinary nutrition into your home, to see how wonderfully simple it can be to eat well, to eat from scratch, and to integrate more healing and whole ingredients into your life. I see something interesting. Only 40% of you watching have participated in this poll, which tells me you're doing something else. So stop doing whatever you're doing. Multitasking does not work. Let's bring all of your attention here because we're doing a few really great things for those of you joining live, which is that we are giving away a spot in our clubhouse, a 1-year membership to our brand new clubhouse, which is launching next week. We are also having a recipe contest where one lucky participant will win, and this is open to watching replay or live. You have to get your recipe in by, I think it's Tuesday, February 21st, if I have the dates right. If you create the recipe we're showing you here today, your own variation is more than welcome. You'll be entered to win a spot in the Culinary Nutrition Expert Program, an honorary spot valued at $2,800. Wow. And everyone who is joining live is going to receive an email with an invitation to get your bonus of the Wildly Simple series. 2 classes valued at $150 just for showing up. So that's awesome. Thank you to everyone who participated in our poll. I'm going to launch one more poll.
I wonder if some of the people who didn't answer are alum. Is that possible?
Maybe. And this is another important question because we want to know who we're talking to today. What best describes you in the kitchen? Brand new here for this awesomeness, prospective student for 2023, culinary nutrition alumni, and enrolled for 2023.
Oh, and you got that one covered.
I
got it.
And our alumni, this is something. So currently about 50% of you are graduates of the Culinary Nutrition Expert Program. For those of you considering it, think about this. These are superhumans from around the world who've done the program. Maybe they finished 3 months ago, maybe 10 years ago, and they're showing up for more, which is so nice to keep this community engaged. It's a super powerful community. So we have people joining us from all over the world. I'm seeing a lot of like Do It Best Program Ever 2022 grad. I'm trying to get back up in the chat, but it's been on fire. We've got people from Kitchener, from Montreal, from Denver, Vegas, Port Townsend, Washington, Chicago, Ottawa, Vancouver, Colorado, London, Ontario, Calgary. I can't take you anywhere. Come on, dude. Toronto, Minneapolis, Texas. All right, we've got an international party joining us today. Let us get started. Are you ready? All right, I'm going to start with a question for our chat. What is something you enjoy doing that you believe builds up stress resilience in your life? I'm going to take off my windshield glasses. Share with everyone, what is something that you do? We were talking about this with our team today. What is something we do every day in our life? And everything from rolling a ball out on your foot, rolling out those knots in your feet.
Feels so good.
Writing a journal. What's something you do for stress resilience?
Well, I'm doing it right now, actually. Do you see it happening?
Hanging out with me? Oh, geez. We're married, if you don't know us yet. So a lot of you are brand new to us, and just a little bit of a background. Josh and I actually met in nutrition school in 2007. How many years ago is that?
True.
Is that
15?
15 years ago. We have been married for 10 and a half years. Someone was a little slow on the uptake. And Josh runs a clinic in Toronto. He meets with clients one-on-one. I run the Academy of Culinary Nutrition, and we love cooking. We love cooking together, and we're really grateful that you're here to get a little taste of what it is we do, our brand of culinary nutrition. What makes us unique here at the Academy is that we use food as a tool for our teaching. We study nutrition, but we realize that if we're not impacting what is at the end of people's forks, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, that's like, and if people are having 5 meals a day, that's a lot of opportunity to build health just by making different choices. And that's really where we come at all of this from. We're inclusive of all dietary styles. What we want to do is empower you to know how to best choose the right foods for your own health and well-being.
That's right.
So the skill testing question, this is how this works. It's a non-Googleable question that I'm going to ask you. Later on, near the end, I'm going to reveal the answer. The first person who chimes in, and we will not announce it live because we have to check our chat log to make sure we get it. But the first person to give us the right answer will win 1-year membership in the brand new clubhouse. And that question is, what is the song that has been in our heads and our 5-year-olds all week long? We'll reveal that answer close to the end of today's show. And again, the recipe contest giveaway, we'll be sharing details on that. You'll want to make something from this class, share it with us or share it on social media, and you'll be entered to win an honorary spot in our flagship program. And of course, you're all getting your bonus. So, Josh.
Yeah?
How do you define stress resilience? What is stress resilience to you?
Stress resilience is our ability to face adversity and to be able to bounce back without being taxed more than we were when we first got into that stress. Because stuff happens in life. It's unavoidable. We always are going to experience stress: physical, mental, emotional, chemical, electromagnetic. And what we want to be able to do is have the resilience, the strength, the reserves to not let that knock us down. Right.
So one of the things I like to think about is the fact that we all experience stress in life. You cannot live a stress-free life, but you can live a stress-resilient life, which means that even when things don't go as planned, you don't suddenly feel overwhelmed. And you know that you have low stress resilience on the days where like you knock over your cup of coffee in the morning or something minor happens and it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back and you're just like, that's it. Like, I'm done for the day. And one of the things we love to do that helps us build our stress resilience is to eat well. Because oftentimes when we're feeling stressed, what we go to are the exact opposite things we need to actually nourish our body from a nervous system perspective, from a hormonal balance perspective, from an energetic perspective. And so we are going to start today with one of my favorite stress resilient building meals, which is a 1-pot Indian-inspired chicken stew. We're basing this off of a more traditional butter chicken. We've modified it to suit how we live today so that it could be a really doable weeknight meal. Because we have a little one, we pick him up, we need to get home, we need to have dinner on the table basically within 30 minutes. And that's what I love about this one. This is a 30-minute, maybe a 20-minute meal, even a 10-minute meal, and we'll share with you all of the shortcuts. So I love that it's 1 pot. So stress resilient meal qualities, 1 pot, less to clean up. You can prep it and make it ahead. So you can make it on a Sunday to eat on a Tuesday. You can also prep the ingredients, which I'll share, which I've done today to make this quick. Freezes really, really well. So this one for us is a 2-dinner meal when we make it, as it's written here. So we eat it as a family, freeze the second half, and then we can enjoy it a couple weeks later. I also love the versatility of it. I've done this with all different vegetables, and the way I've written the recipe, hopefully you've got the handout, the way I've written the recipe, you can modify. You can switch and swap the ingredients just based on what you have in the fridge. And what I love is that having recipes that are that free and flexible helps build your confidence in the kitchen. How many of you would love to increase your kitchen confidence? Yeah. What kitchen confidence means, and food prices are not going down. But to be able to open your fridge and say, oh, I've got one sweet potato, I've got a couple carrots, I've got this eggplant that's about to go bad, I've got a zucchini, what could I do with all of it? Knowing that off the top, oh, I have this recipe, I could use bits and bobs of these different things, that builds kitchen confidence. Fun fact, we polled our 2022 culinary nutrition experts at the start of the program and at the end of our 14-week program. This stat isn't even believable. Are you going to believe it?
We'll see.
100% of our students said that their kitchen confidence increased.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah. And it's one of the most powerful things you can do, knowing how to cook without a recipe or to flex a recipe, meaning to make it modify for what you have on hand or what you need, is a really powerful culinary skill to improve health, reduce food waste, and food waste is throwing out food you've bought, which helps to reduce cost. People are like, oh, food prices. We throw out 30% of what we buy each week, which is nutso. And we want to avoid that.
Do it, but a lot of people do it.
Okay, we are going to start this one off with the spice blend. Okay, I'm going to just get my notes out here. So we're starting with the garam masala, which is typically used in North Indian cooking. I wrote down what the translation means. Garam means spice and masala translates to mean heat, but it's not like the spicy heat. It's like a warming heat. And so we are going to mix this up. And the reason why we're doing these spice mixes today is because it's one of the single most powerful ways to enhance the nutritional value of the food you're making, enhance the flavor of the food you're going to eat, which just increases the deliciousness. And making the spice mixes in advance means you're more inclined to actually make the recipe. So you can get diverse flavor in the food without needing a long ingredient list. Right. So we're going to do this one. You're going to read me the ingredients.
Okay, 1 tablespoon of ground cumin.
And here is our ground cumin. And
is it cumin or cumin?
You just said cumin. I say cumin.
Or cool man.
Cool man. Cool man goes there. What's the next on our list?
2 teaspoons of ground coriander.
Coriander. So coriander are the seeds of the cilantro plant. I grow lots of cilantro. We'll get to the cilantro debate soon enough, but did you know that I grind our own? Do you know that we have our own ground coriander seeds?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
So I take the seeds at the end of the season and make our own coriander. So what did I need? 2 teaspoons of that one?
2 teaspoons.
So coriander and cumin are both, most spices are really rich sources of antioxidants, which helps prevent the free radical damage, the things that come from our environmental toxins, excessive sun exposure. There's healthy sun exposure. There's excessive sun exposure. Stress creates free radical circulation. So all of these antioxidant rich spices are basically like the buckets of water on the sparks in our body. So we like to get more of those in. What else do we have? Cardamom.
Cardamom, 2 teaspoons.
Oh, give that one a smell.
Oh.
So something that's so nice
that's a fresh one.
About these warming spices is that from a nervous system perspective, they actually have a very calming and grounding effect. What's the next one?
Cloves.
Cloves.
Half a teaspoon.
So half a teaspoon, which I planned ahead. So we're going to take a half teaspoon of clove. All of these spices, by the way, once you've got this mixed up, actually maybe not with the cumin, the other ones make a really beautiful tea. And then we've got our cinnamon, right? No, cinnamon. Oh, yeah.
Nutmeg.
You skip cinnamon.
Oh, yeah. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon.
Mama knows. Mama knows her recipes. Don't try and trick me. And then we've got our fresh grated nutmeg.
Half teaspoon.
Half teaspoon. I went to Montessori as a child, and grating nutmeg was one of the activities.
Oh, really?
And to this, we're still learning each other.
That's why I came today.
And to this day,
to get to know you.
The smell of ground nutmeg, I can envision Children's House in Winnipeg. It's like the smell of fresh, so good. I love putting a little bit of fresh ground nutmeg right into in hot chocolates or elixirs. We should do another class on elixirs.
We should.
All right, so we've now made our garam masala spice mix. we're going to take this and I forgot an ingredient. Well, we'll add it when we shake it. You know what that is?
Love.
Love. Okay. You gonna put your love in it? He doesn't do the love with the hum. So that's our first spice mix. Our second one is going to be our curry powder, and we're going to actually grind this one together. So let's take out our spice grinder, which I forgot to clean out. So let me just give it a wipesy out. How's it going in the chat? Let's see what's going on. Oh, lots of people want to win the spot. Are you guys learning? Have you learned something yet? There's too many people on here. Not too many, exactly the right amount, but I just can't see all of the chat. All right. So we are going to grind some of this down. I'm going to put all the spices in here together so it can grind together. Tell me what we're going to use for our curry powder. Now, curry powder is not used in traditional Indian cooking. It is a way to make it more convenient for the way that we typically live in the West. And what we're always trying to do, it seems, is save time. For what? I haven't figured that out.
How's your time bank doing?
My time
bank? Are you saving it for something?
I don't know.
Okay, so do you want me to read the ingredients?
Yeah, we've got some repeats.
We're starting with coriander, 3 tablespoons.
Oh yeah, we go heavy on the coriander here.
So you're putting it in there because you just want to mix it all too, right?
Yeah.
And some are going to be in whole form.
But I'm realizing that, so what I've done.
Some are already powdered.
I'm going to just do this.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to get too full in there.
Okay.
Some of the spices, the recipe you have is for the longer version. This is the quick version. This is why you show up to the live class.
Right.
So we've got the coriander. What's
that was
next?
the coriander. Cumin, 2 tablespoons of the seeds.
Right. So we don't have the seeds, again, because we're taking a shortcut. What was it? 2 tablespoons?
2 tablespoons. Yeah. So if you're saying 2 tablespoons of seeds, how much powder does that equate to?
Here's the beautiful thing about most of my recipes is they're very generous in that large margin of error. So 2-ish. Let's go with 2-ish.
All right, sounds
It'll
good.
be great.
I love when cookbooks say 2-ish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
2 tablespoons of turmeric?
2 tablespoons. Why do we love turmeric?
Oh,
go to town on this one, Josh. Go to town.
Look at that color.
Drop some of your functional nutrition knowledge.
That's the curcumin. And curcumin's one of the most powerful plant chemicals on the planet. It has tremendous anti-cancer activity. It's an amazing anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone dealing with inflammation?
Yeah.
What I've just added in there was the 1
mustard
tablespoon of mustard seed. And then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of
3 teaspoons of fennel seeds.
So fennel seed, great in tea. It's a wonderful spice if you're dealing with a little bit of trapped wind.
A diaphoretic, if you will.
A diaphoretic.
You put 3 teaspoons here. Is that 1 tablespoon? 3 teaspoons?
It's close. Now you're asking me a question that I don't want to give the wrong answer on right while we're live here with everybody. So it's a wonderful digestive. If you have a baby dealing with colic, the mama can chew on some of the seeds or drink a fennel tea. You can even give a mild fennel tea to a youngster, baby, infant, not if they're haven't introduced food. Just don't take my advice on anything. Speak with your healthcare practitioner of choice. But
is fennel a galactagogue?
Fennel is not.
Fenugreek.
Fenugreek's a galactagogue. Yeah. Fennel helps farts come out if they're trapped.
Okay. Cardamom.
We're going to do
3 teaspoons.
A bit more cardamom. We're going to put that one right in here.
And then 3 teaspoons of whole cloves, about 8 to 10.
Yeah. So again, we're just going to.
And then 2 teaspoons of ground ginger.
Okay, we've got ground ginger right here. I'm going to dump that in.
Would you say ginger is one of the most important spices to have in your kitchen?
Ginger is such a powerful multi-use spice. Yeah. It is my favorite herb. That's not the skill testing question because I think we've used that before, but I'm prone to nausea. Just about like if I'm in a boat, if I'm looking at someone else in a boat, in a car, on a plane, so I take a lot of ginger for nausea.
It's also a great anti-inflammatory, ginger.
We're going to keep moving along.
And when we combine some of these herbs, they have a synergistic effect.
Yeah. So these, we're really...
I love that.
You love what I'm doing
Yeah,
now?
You went from using a plate to putting it everywhere.
To just dropping the whole chunk right in there. because, Josh, this is live, you gotta move along. I'm gonna relegate you over to the corner to grind this down.
Yeah.
So the cord doesn't extend long enough.
Yeah,
so you just gotta
I'm good.
He's on that. We've got this going on. I'm going to do a little switcheroo. Actually, Nicole, can you come here? I'm just gonna pass you these. Whoops. Now we're just gonna clear this off.
Okay, grinding alert.
Grinding alert. You are more than just a pretty face here today.
I feel so savvy in the kitchen already. My confidence is spiking.
Oh, give that a smell. That's only 2 of the spices.
Oh my god.
So this is the quick version. If you're buying all of them whole, roasting whole, that'll be the slower version. Do the version. Here's what you do. You do the one you're actually going to do. Now we are going to put the lid on. These are wet jars, by the way. Everyone always asks. And we just give it a mix with some love. And now, dear friends, we've done 2 parts. These are the parts you're going to do every 4 months, 6 months, depending on how often you make this, how often you apply these spices. And these dry rubs now, which is basically what they are, you can add them to roasted chickens, you can put them into stir fries, you can add them to tofu, you can just start using it as seasoning in a lot of different things. And you've now made your own fresh spice mixes, which will be more delicious than anything you can buy in the store. We did not use black pepper because I'm allergic. I no longer need my recipes. Away they go. And we're ready to move on. How's everyone doing? Are you guys having fun? Are you having fun? Let's see. Okay, so now, and how are we doing on time? We're doing great. Yes, yes. Woo, they're having fun, Josh. Okay, we are going to move on and make the main dish.
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
Would you like me to slide this over?
Slide it on over. There we go. Okay, so you got to make this stuff. That's why we have the contest. We have the contest so that you take what you've seen here and you go and make it. This isn't one of those like cooking competition shows where Josh and I are going to go now and consult to figure out which one of us we're going to vote off the show. This is about education. Edutainment. But I really do this to inspire you to get in your kitchen and try something new, which is why we have the cooking component as such a big part of our giveaway, so that you actually take what you've seen here and apply it. And that's what we do in the Culinary Nutrition Expert program. We have pre-recorded modules that we deliver once a week, and the recipe assignments invite you to go into your kitchen and take what you're passively watching and actively put it into practice. And what's so incredible about this experience is that you're not just sitting back binge watching like it's, a Netflix reality show. What you're doing is you're watching, you're taking it in intellectually, and then you're putting it in practice. So you actually are using your hands and your sense of smell and your sense of sight and your sense of taste, and then you're eating it. And so the education becomes part of you, because what we eat and digest and assimilate is what fuels us from a cellular level. It's what helps our DNA to express itself in the most positive of forms. That's epigenetics in a very simplified explanation. Okay, lift the lid. Lift the lid. Okay.
And yeah.
Oh, actually, can you move that back over, because we need the space?
Yeah, and you're also doing that for all the people you cook for.
That's true.
So the chef of the family is the doctor of the family.
Okay. Oh, Mama is not known.
Look at that.
Not known. Not all of us were Kelsey's server of the month. Like this guy. Okay, so we are putting into this chicken, I'm using cauliflower, sweet potato, zucchini. I've got some tomato paste, coconut oil, chopped onion, some more delicious spices, salt. All right, so we are going to get started. Josh, you are going to be running this show now.
Okay.
That's coconut oil. We're going to turn that on. Do you want me to
fire it up?
And we'll just, that's a good,
good
temperature. So you have to do like a clap in there. You just have to like get some clapping going. Okay, so we've got the oil going in. We're going to melt the oil. Now, we used coconut oil here. I like coconut oil. Why do we use coconut oil for high heat cooking?
It has a very low smoke point, or a very high smoke point actually. So it takes a really high temperature to damage the oils in coconut oil, so it's great for high heat.
Yeah.
Avocado oil is great for that as well. Grapeseed oil. Yeah, those are our top ones. And animal oils as well, like beef tallow, duck fat. Yeah.
I'm just going to humbly backpedal over here because I actually need one of the recipes.
Oh, you mean the one that you threw on the ground so confidently?
Yeah.
All right. Pick up the pieces.
Don't need that one. Okay. Okay, I just want to check
move.
2 tablespoons of curry powder, 1 tablespoon of garam masala. That's what I needed to check. Now we're done.
Can I get the onions going?
Get the onions going. Get the garlic going. Get the ginger going.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Josh. Josh. Okay. Do the garlic next. Why do we pre-chop our garlic?
Because it mixes the alliin with the allinase to make allicin, which is this amazing ingredient, which has anti-cancer properties, it lowers blood pressure. It's what gives garlic its healing and health magic.
We'll get the stains out. So if you get oil stains on your clothes, you throw in some arrowroot starch or cornstarch if you have it. It helps absorb the oil. Never rub it in. Never rub it in. So someone said, what's with all the songs? Have we been singing a lot?
I don't think we've sang one song. Did we sing a song?
I don't know.
Is your music still on?
No, there's no music playing.
We need clarification on that.
If you don't want to use coconut oil or you don't have it, you can also use avocado oil. You can use butter or ghee. You can use tallow. You can use olive oil if that's what you have. Don't use canola. Canola has no place in your home kitchen. It's got plenty of place in all commercial kitchens, so don't add to it. Unless specifically stated, your canola is going to be genetically modified and heavily sprayed. We do not want that in our fat-based foods because fat has an affinity for these chemicals, meaning that they get into those fat cells, they hang on, then we consume it, and then they become us.
Should we get the ginger in?
Get the ginger in. Oh, the sound is very bad. Okay. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn this off. This thing's a little bit loud.
The sound is bad because of this?
Yeah, I think because it's so loud that it starts to mute that sound. So we're going to turn that off. We're just going to fake it. We can do that here today. We're going to add the ingredients. We're going to pretend to let it simmer. Then I'm going to eat raw chicken. Just kidding. I plan. How long have I been doing this? 15 years. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Oh, sound was fine. Oh, sound was okay. Okay, well, it'll still be better without that. We don't need it.
Okay.
The next thing we are going to add is, let's get our spices in. So we're adding chili powder, 2 tablespoons, some paprika. Oh, we're going to do 2 tablespoons of our beautiful homemade curry powder. Now, something that's really great about making your own spice mixes, if you're like, I really dislike ginger or cumin, bleh, don't use it. You can omit it. And
a lot of spice mixes have sugar in them.
That's true too.
Noticed. So you can do them without the sugar.
Yeah. Okay, so do 2 tablespoons of that one. This is so aromatic and beautiful.
I know.
All morning we were here, and Josh actually fasts on Thursdays, so it's always great when I do these things on Thursdays. And whatever I make Thursday night is the best meal Josh has ever had.
Is this going in?
Yeah, we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of the garam masala that we made. And
there's a lot of spices going into
it. How nourishing is that?
Amazing.
Yeah. All right. So if you only take one thing from this workshop, how about the idea that you can make your own spice mixes? We're now going to add our veggies. So like I said, we're using some bits and bobs that we had. We're going to add in our cauliflower. I'm going to tell you a secret. So I think people think that people who like to eat healthy love every vegetable. I do not. I do not like cauliflower. And it actually started when I was pregnant and I developed a strong aversion to all cruciferous vegetables. And I never fully gained my love back. We're going to put in our 2 teaspoons of salt. We're going to do this with a spoon. We're going to add in...
That was 2 teaspoons, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to add in our tomato paste. So I buy tomato paste in a jar, glass jar. And then I'm using Tinned coconut milk, you can make your own. We have a great milk making tutorial. I'm using full fat, always organic, always. Don't even mess around with that. Don't even try and challenge this organic thing. We used to tiptoe around it. You buy the best food you can afford to buy. That's what you get. That's what you do. And coconut milk is one of those that I highly recommend buying organic because it's such a fat-rich food. Beautiful fat. And the fat, you'll notice that we don't skimp on the fat around here. Fat is fuel. You can dump it in. Fat is fuel for the nervous system. It is what our brain is made of. It's what all the components of the nervous system. And so I have used the Chaz brand, if you want to know. People love to know the brands of things we choose. I like the Chaz brand. It's a local Canadian company. They support amazing initiatives in Sri Lanka, BPA-free can, so it checks all of the boxes for us. Now what we're going to do, put that lid on, Josh. Put the lid on. And we're just letting that simmer. Ooh, do you smell smell the deliciousness. You smell that deliciousness?
Oh, it smells great. Even though it's not cooking, it still smells unbelievable.
We forgot to put the chicken in.
Oh.
In the water. Sorry, we're going to add the chicken in.
Here.
This is really not even the right size pot, so we're faking it all around now. And can you get that smushed in?
Oh, yeah.
So as far as chicken goes, if you don't eat chicken, use the protein you want to use. You can do this with butter beans. You could do this with fish. You could do this with tofu, tempeh. You could even do this with beef. Use whatever protein you have that's available where you live that your family will love and eat. Customize, customize, customize. That is a one-pot meal. It will simmer for 20 minutes or until the chicken is cooked through. And the hardest vegetable is what we call fork tender. Meaning that you stick your fork in and it's just soft. It's not crunchy. Another pro tip. You like rice with this meal when we make it typically.
Yeah, sometimes. There's enough in here to have it without.
So what you can do with your rice is if you've soaked your brown rice or you've rinsed your white rice, you can add it there and whatever amount of water your rice needs to cook, say you're doing 1 cup of rice to 2 parts water, throw in 1 cup of rice and an extra 2 cups of water, or you want to culinary nutrition it, then we add our veggie stock or our bone broth right in there. Shebang.
Super powered.
Shebang.
Am I supposed to do
you're going to do that with me. Are you ready?
Yeah. Shebang.
That's all for Kelsey. All for Kelsey. Okay, now we're ready. We are going to check the questions in a moment. Is that a substitute for tomato paste? I can't have nightshades. So here's what I love. Can't have nightshades, that's great. Nightshades contain a phytonutrient, a plant chemical called, well, I guess it's what'd you call it? Phytochemical called solanine, which can aggravate osteoarthritis, people suffering from osteoarthritis typically. Not everyone. So what you do is you just leave it out. You'll have a slightly different flavor profile. Most of what we do here at the Academy of Culinary Nutrition is it has so many substitution options to work because we typically attract people who have various health concerns or health challenges and they're being addressed, at least in part, with diet. So that's amazing. So while that's simmering, Josh, there's been a song that's been in our heads this week. Our son started it out of the blue.
Not from this decade.
Not from this decade. It's actually from 2005.
Oh, specifically?
The song?
Yeah.
It was released in 2005. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's called I Had a Bad Day by Daniel Powder.
It's actually called Bad Day.
Bad Day.
I think.
Okay. So we're going to check the chat log. Oops, I just gave away the clue. How does it go? 'Cause you had a bad day. Taking one down. Turn a sad song and turn it around. And I feel like that's a great stress-resilient theme song.
It totally is.
Preferably when Josh and I are not the ones singing it. Josh can sing. I cannot sing. So let's talk about
that's not true, actually.
That I can't sing?
You can sing very well. You just miss the notes sometimes.
But consistently miss the same notes.
It's quite the phenomenon.
All right. We've got a few minutes left. Let's talk a little bit about... Oh, they're flying it.
What time are we going till?
to 45 minutes past the hour.
Okay.
Okay, so 5 zero-cost, stress-resilient life strategies. Here we go. Do you want to give the first one?
Is this the whole strategy?
Don't spend your downtime creating stress in your life.
Don't add stress, right?
Yes.
Like watching TV, that's not resilient building. That's stressful, violent, upsetting, stimulating.
Adulterous, right? Overly aggressive, angry, gossipy, overly dramatic.
And there is no lack of that type of TV out there. So we don't want to add things into the nervous system.
We're basically relegated to like baking shows circa 1984 in our home.
The show that keeps you just up enough so you don't fall asleep while you're watching it.
The same applies to music. The same applies to the books you read, to the friendships you choose to nurture and keep. Look for the things in your life that spiral you up. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Like that make you feel energized after the experience, or inspired, or have you thinking in different ways. What we gravitate towards is what we start to cement and wire into our operating system. And we, as a company that deals with a lot of people, when we get these overwhelmingly negative, challenging people, we also recognize that we're not the one thing. It's like that is their perception of the world. And we can look at rose-tinted glasses for good reason, because we can shift how we perceive and process the world. And if we start to look for those moments of gratitude and grace and beauty and joy, that's what our mind starts to zero in on. And that builds up our stress resilience, so that when there's actually truly stressful things in our life, we're not already depleted from binge watching a violent show the night before.
True. We don't plan to fail.
We fail to plan.
So planning is such a powerful practice. It's a powerful habit that can save you from so much stuff that breaks down your resilience. And food is a perfect example for that, because the world is set up to work against us in the food category right now. I mean, we could talk about planning for every category, but you really can't go out without planning your food, taking your food, figuring out where you're going to eat, what you're going to eat. That's planning what you're going to eat is going to ensure that you have the right food to nourish your body.
And that body needs to be moved.
Oh, am I supposed to do this again?
Are you doing? Oh, you're really catching on. We do some dances.
It's been 15 years, right?
We do some dances. We do some dancing. So moving your body in a way that feels good, whether you're shaking it up, like putting on a song, dancing for a couple minutes, going for a walk in nature. Yeah, going for a walk in nature, doing an actual fitness workout that feels good on your body. All of that is so fundamental to your brain health. When the body moves, the brain grooves. And so much of what we're dealing with can be shifted in how we perceive it just by going out, walking in nature, looking around. It's powerful.
The thing about movement is you can't not feel good by doing it.
Yeah.
You do it, you always feel good.
Yes.
There's not a lot of things you can get a guarantee. Yeah. If you're over pushed, like if you do like 10 HIIT workouts in a row, then
you're not going to feel so good. All right. And then, this is one. I teach coherence, and this is a really important one because we don't breathe properly. Babies breathe. You see their whole belly is moving in and out. So an easy breath a couple times a day will shift your biochemistry, shift the harmony in your existence. We're not going to get into frequencies because it goes woo-woo for the Academy of Culinary Nutrition. But what if together, all of you right here, we just go like this? And then you exhale just as slowly as you can, optimally through the nose, relaxing your tongue, relaxing your jaw. So the tongue is basically the end point of your spine, of your whole back, your nerves. So if you can just relax your tongue in your mouth, relaxes your mind, relaxes your thoughts, relaxes your whole operating system. That's one of the simplest things you can do, because you can do it anywhere at any time. And our final critically important one, which I think we have all experienced how critically important this is over the last 3 years, is to build and nourish community. Caveat, that accepts you exactly as you are today in this moment. And we believe so strongly in that, and we're grateful to continue nurturing that in our own personal lives. I built the team of the Academy of Culinary Nutrition with incredibly beautiful superhumans that nurture and nourish this in their personal lives, and we do this as a team. The Academy of Culinary Nutrition, our alumni community, is unbelievable, and this is what has inspired the brand new Clubhouse, which one lucky person has just won 1 year's worth of time exploring with us. And yeah, if you are feeling inspired at this point and you're like, what is this? What did I just stumble on? The Culinary Nutrition Expert Program is what we do here. We run it once a year. Registration opens in about 6 weeks' time, and we are actually hosting an information session in support of the program. So if you would like to join our program information session, which is coming up in about a month and a half on April 11th, just click the button that says yes, and we'll sign you up. Click no if you don't want to be signed up, which is just fine because it's not for everyone. The program is for people who are really looking for a food-focused, practical, skills-based training in the small sample that you saw here today with us. You'll see a little bit more because you're all getting the free bonus for showing up. So let's have a look at some of the questions. I'm noticing again, some of you not playing along, but that's okay. So we've got a few questions to answer. What are your thoughts on pre-ground herbs? Great question. What are our thoughts on pre-ground herbs?
I think they're okay if you're going to use them that way. If that's what you need in order to actually apply them to your cooking on a regular basis, go for it. The grinding does make a fresher herb, but herbs and spices are so aromatic and filled with those volatile oils and those volatile chemicals that they will last for quite a while in a nice closed jar. And hopefully the jar is glass, not plastic, because those kind of break down and get soft. So yeah, it's fine to pre-grind your herbs.
Yeah, or if you buy them pre-ground, buy them from a store that has high turnover. If you have extra that you're not going to use, store it in your fridge or freezer.
I think we cleaned out our herbs in my home like a long time ago, and there was like containers that were like 20 years old.
Yeah.
It was time to throw them out.
How long would you like your herbs and spices to sit before, hold on one second. How long would you like your herbs or your garlic to sit before, like after you've chopped it? 10 minutes is a good amount of time.
Same with onions, by the way.
And next question. Do you always soak your brown rice before cooking? Yes, we do. It breaks down some of the anti-nutrients or enzyme inhibitors, so it makes it more digestible. It also helps it to cook faster, so we typically recommend that. Is this a good dish for a toddler, or should I skip some of the spices? No, don't skip the spices. We started giving this to our son. It was one of the first meals when he was fully introduced to all the food, and he loved it. Even infants, when you start introducing food to infants, which this is a topic for another day, but making your mashed sweet potato, your mashed apricot, your peas, all those things. I just realized, speaking of peas, we forgot to add the peas in. But that's okay.
How about now?
No, we don't want them to cook so long. So the peas get added near the end.
Oh,
so
okay, yeah.
We have peas available. They're delicious. Okay. But add spices to them when you're introducing foods. It's a really great way to diversify the palate early on. Okay, we answered the rice question. What is the most versatile herb spice? Well, we said ginger. I like cinnamon, garlic, obviously. Yeah, those are some good ones.
Sure.
Answered that one. Where and how to buy the best spices. Organic Frontier is a great brand. There's a few different brands. Organic Matters is a great Canadian company. Mountain Rose Herbs in the United States. I don't know a lot of the US brands. You just want somewhere with high turnover. I'm not a fan of the bulk bin spice situation necessarily. So unless it's
like fresh or a small quantity.
Does the recipe require stirring? Not a lot. So you'll be stirring it while you're sauteing the onions and garlic. You'll mix the spices in, you'll mix in the veggies, you add the chicken, you add the coconut milk, water, and you give that all a good mix, and then you can cover it and simmer it. If you keep it on a low setting, you shouldn't need to stir it. You just don't want anything sticking to the bottom because that's what will burn. All right, I think we are out of time. Loads of questions still coming in. I am going to sample. We magically...
Oh,
it's ready.
Look at that.
And there we are. It's ready to go. Come on, friends. Who's with me on the cilantro loving? Cilantro. So delicious.
Yeah.
So I'm going to garnish with a little bit of cilantro.
I am a cilantro hater, but what I find is that when you blend it or juice it, it renders the parts that I really don't like not present anymore.
I'm squeezing a little bit of lime on this dish, and I have my beautiful one-pot meal ready to go. Nourishing, nutritive, nutritious, health supportive, immune system supportive, stress resilient supportive. No fuss, no muss. This is a great one-pot weeknight family favorite meal.
Oh, that looks so good.
The flavors. Best meal I've ever had. I want you to make this. And then you can enter our contest. And you can also win a spot in the Culinary Nutrition Expert Program. All right, dear friends, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for giving us your time, your attention, your questions, your beautiful energy. Thank you, Josh, for joining me.
Always a pleasure.
I hope to see all of you in the Culinary Nutrition Expert Program and or in our clubhouse. If you have any questions about what we do here, do not hesitate to reach out to us. The team is delightful. Chatting with our team might just be the best part of your day. It's usually the best part of my day. So thank you all so much for joining. Have a great rest of your day, a beautiful weekend. I can't wait to see your versions with the ingredients you love cooked up in your own home kitchens. Thank you for joining me today, Josh. Bye, everybody.